Hello, my name is Madeline, and welcome to this yin yoga class for back tension and for the spine. So, in this class, we'll be holding poses from anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes to really get into the fascia in the spine and create some space there. And if you do have any back pain, tension, just try to be really gentle with yourself. There's no pressure, no need to go super deep into the poses. Just listen to your body. So let's get started with a little bit of breath just to ground into the space. We'll take 3 deep breaths. You can exhale the air out now. Take an inhale through the nose. And exhale out the mouth. Inhale through the nose. And exhale out the mouth. One last time. Inhale through the nose. And a big exhale out the mouth. And we'll do a little bit of movement before getting into our yin poses. We'll do some seated cat-cows. You can bring the hands to the knees. And as you inhale, begin to arch the spine forward, looking up. And then as you exhale, round the back. You can continue like this or take any kind of fluid movement that feels good in the body. So maybe you want to take some circles in one direction and then the other. Again, just listening intuitively to what your body is needing. And take one more breath here. And pause back at center. And we'll make our way into our first yin pose, which will be a child's pose. So you can come onto your hands and knees. Bring the toes together and spread the knees wide on the mat. And start to sink those hips back towards your feet. And then extend those arms out long in front of you. Maybe at first you want to rock the forehead a little side to side on the mat, getting into that third eye. And then return back to stillness in this child's pose, feeling that nice opening in the back. And breathe deeply here. Option if you'd like to create a little more shoulder opening, to bend at the elbows and then bring the hands together in a prayer position above your head. Up to you. Just doing it if it feels good. Feeling a nice opening in the hips as well. A lot of back pain, especially lower back pain, can come from tightness in the hips. So breathe into that space. And let's take a couple more deep breaths here. And on your last breath, if your hands are in prayer position, letting that go, and slowly pressing back up onto the hands. You can start to come forward onto the hands and knees. Once you're in this tabletop position, option to take a couple of cat-cows, moving that spine. Again, maybe you want to go for some circles. Listening to your body. Whenever you're ready, return back to stillness and tabletop. And we're going to come down onto our bellies to make our way into a Sphinx pose. So coming down onto the belly, place the forearms down on the mat, parallel with each other. The elbows will be in line with those shoulders. And start to look forward slightly in front of you. Again, feeling a nice elongation in the spine. Option, if you have a block, to grab it and place it underneath the forehead for something a little more gentle. And if Sphinx feels like a bit too much in the back, you can always come down onto, you can stack both of your hands together and place the forehead on top of the hands. So you're still getting that slight elevation. So no pressure, just doing whatever feels right. And then sending the breath all the way up and down the spine. If you'd like to go a little deeper, you can make your way into a seal pose by bringing the hands diagonally on the mat and then press up onto those hands so you have straight arms. And if you feel any crunching, just any pain in the back, that's a sign to back out of it. No need to go into that seal if it doesn't feel good, just an option. And we'll take a few more breaths wherever you are. And take one last deep breath, and then start to slowly let it go. You can all stack the hands on top of each other now and let the forehead rest on those hands. Maybe wiggle out the hips a little bit to release that back a bit more. Then we'll just pause in this resting belly pose for a few moments. You can always take windshield wipers here too, rocking the feet from side to side. And take one last deep breath here. And start to slowly press back up onto those hands, coming onto your hands and knees, and then come back into a seated position and extend those legs out long. Maybe you know where we're going here. And we're going to go for a caterpillar pose. So option to bend the knees as much as you like here. The more you bend the knees, the more of a lower back stretch it'll be. And straighter the legs are, the more of a hamstring stretch it'll be. So either way, it'll be great for your back. And whatever you want to do, start to reach the arms up and then fold forward over those legs. Option again, if you have that block, to grab it and place it in between the legs for the forehead to rest on, if that feels good. And just creating space along the entirety of the back body here. Really good for that fascia in the spine. And with each breath, try to sink a little deeper into the pose. And let's take a couple more breaths here. And take one last deep breath. And then start to slowly roll back up, taking your time. You can bring the hands behind you. Then go for some windshield wipers here, rocking the knees from side to side, or taking any kind of movement that feels good in your body. And return back to center whenever you're ready. We're going to come into a nice gentle hip opener with a butterfly stretch. So start to bring the soles of the feet together. If you have blocks, option to place blocks underneath those knees. Option as well to place a block in between the feet for the forehead to rest on. It's up to you. So you can stay upright here in this butterfly position if that feels good. If you want a little more, start to fold forward towards those feet. Feeling the nice opening in the hips. Make sure not to overextend yourself. Just trying to find a place where you can be still for about 3 minutes or so. And remember, you can always come out of a pose if you're feeling any pain, any discomfort, or you just don't feel like doing it. Remembering your deep breath. And let's take one more deep breath here. And whenever you're ready, start to slowly press back up onto the hands, rolling back up. And bring the hands to the thighs. And then gently start to bring those knees back together. Option again to go for those windshield wipers. Maybe you want to shake the legs out a little bit in front of you. It's up to you. And then whenever you're ready, we'll come back to this seated position with the legs extended out front. And we're going to come into a half butterfly. So start to bend at the right knee and then bring the sole of the right foot to that left thigh. If you already feel the opening here, that's great. You can stay here. Option to bring a block underneath that right knee as well. If you want some more, reach the arms up and then start to fold forward over that left leg. So getting into the hamstrings now. Again, a lot of back pain can also be caused by tight hamstrings as well as tight hips. So opening up this space should help alleviate some of that pain as well. And once you're here, really try to let the spine soften, let the head drop, and surrender into this pose. Let's take a few more deep breaths here. Take one last deep breath. Then, if you're folding forward, start to slowly crawl those fingertips back in. Keep the legs in this position, and we'll do a little twist over to the right. You can bring the left hand to the right knee, bring the right fingertips behind you, look over that right shoulder, and take one deep breath here. And slowly twist your way back to center. You can release that right leg. Maybe shake those legs out. Return to stillness, and then we'll come into half butterfly on the other side. So this time, bringing the sole of the left foot to the right thigh. Reach the arms up above you if you want to fold forward, and then start to fold forward over that right leg. And notice the difference between the two sides. One side's most likely a lot tighter than the other, and that's totally okay. So just finding whatever variation feels good for you here. Again, letting that head drop, let the spine soften. Maybe sinking a little deeper with each breath. And take a couple more of those breaths here. And if you're folding forward, starting to slowly walk those fingertips back up, staying with this positioning in the legs. And we'll take a twist over to the left. You can bring the right hand to left knee. Walk the left fingertips behind you. Look over that left shoulder. And take one deep breath here. And then start to slowly twist your way back to center. You can release that left leg. Maybe shake it out here. Rock a little side to side. It's up to you, being gentle. And then whenever you're ready, we'll come all the way down onto our backs. Maybe hug the knees into the chest and rock a little side to side. Should feel good after all of that forward folding. And then come back to center. We're going to make our way into a supported bridge. So you want to grab your block here. If you don't have one, option to just come into a constructive rest, knocking the knees together and the feet will be wide on the mat. Also an option if you just know that supported bridge doesn't feel good in your body. But if you want to go for that supported bridge, keep those feet planted down on the mat. Grab your blocks, starting at the lowest height here. Then lift those hips back up really slowly. Slide the block underneath the sacrum, tailbone area. So really make sure it's not on that low back. You can change the height of the block to whatever feels good, but remembering to, we'll be holding this for a while, so you want to choose somewhere that feels comfortable. And you can stay here if that feels good. If you want a little more, you can extend those legs out long, creating some more opening in the front of the hips and the front of the body. If you want even more, you can reach the arms up above you. Then take hold of opposite elbows. So you're creating some more space in the upper back as well. And really try to let the whole body soften. Just let those legs kind of drape over. Let the arms drape down as well. And really just melt into the pose here. Sending breath along the whole front side of the body. Continuing with that deep breathing, make sure not to hold or clench here. And we'll take a few more breaths. And if you had your arms up above you, beginning to slowly let that go, bring them back down to the sides. If the legs are extended out long, slowly walking them back in, feet planting on the mat. Be really gentle here. This was a long hold. Start to lift the hips up and then slide that block out from underneath you, slowly bringing the body back to meet the earth. From here, maybe you want to hug those knees into the chest. You can pause in stillness here. Just a good counter pose for that front body opening. And maybe you want to rock a little bit side to side as well. Listen to whatever feels good in the body. And then whenever you're ready, start to extend those legs back out long. We're going to make our way into a banana asana. So legs out long, start to reach the arms up above you as well. Shift the hips a little over to the left. And you want to make sure both hip points are on the ground here. So you're not going to be rolling up. You're going to be flat on the mat. And from here, start to walk those feet over to the lower right corner of the mat. And then the arms, the hands over to that upper right corner of the mat. So you're in this banana-like shape here. Option to cross the left ankle over the right. Maybe grab that left wrist with the right hand. Option to take hold of opposite elbows as well, or find any arm variation that feels best for you. So really getting into the side body, sending the breath along the whole left side body. And we'll take a few more breaths here. And take one last deep breath. And if you have hold of the wrist, letting that go, uncross those ankles, and then slowly shift the body back to center. You can pause back at center for a few moments and notice the difference between the two sides. Let the body rest. And take one last deep breath here. And then start to bring those arms back up above you to come into Banana Asana on the other side. This time we'll shift the hips a little over to the right, keeping both hip points on the mat. Start to walk those feet over to the lower left corner of the mat. And then the upper body over to the upper left corner. Option to cross right ankle over the left. Maybe grab hold of that right wrist or go for opposite elbows or any arm variation that works for you. So coming into this crescent like shape, breathe into the right side body. Try to soften here too. Let go of any tension you're holding on to. And we'll take a few more deep breaths here. Take one last deep breath. If you have hold of the wrist, beginning to let that go, begin to uncross those ankles, and then start to slowly shift the body back to center on the mat. You can let the arms come down beside you. Just pause here in stillness for a few moments. Noticing how the body is feeling and how the mind is feeling. Take one last breath here. And then start to draw the knees into the chest. Maybe you want to rock from side to side a little bit here, releasing that back. And from here, we're going to come into a reclined twist. So you can shift the hips a little over to the left, and then let those knees start to drop over to the right. And extend your left arm out into a T shape or a cactus shape, trying to keep the left shoulder pressing down on the mat. Option to go for a single leg twist here as well, extending that right leg out long, and then letting the left knee drape over to the side. Choosing whatever variation feels good in the body. And sending the breath all the way up and down the spine. Let's take a couple more breaths here. And on your last breath, start to draw the knees back to center. And we'll come right into that other side. So you can shift the hips a little over to the right, and then let the knees drop over to the left. You can go for any twist variation that feels good. And extend the right arm out long into a T shape or a cactus shape. Trying to keep right shoulder pressing down on the mat. And send the breath up and down the spine and notice the difference between the two sides here. Breathing deeply. And take a couple of last breaths here. And then slowly start to draw those knees back to center. Being really gentle with the body. We've been really doing these holds for a long time. You can start to circle those knees if that feels good. Maybe you want to rock side to side. Listening to your body. Then we'll come back to center. And we're just going to do a brief happy baby here. So you can start to draw the soles of the feet up towards the sky. And let the knees drop down beside you, maybe grabbing hold of the outsides of the feet. Maybe you want to grab for the calves or anywhere that feels accessible. Just getting in some last hip opening. This is a good one to elongate the back as well. Maybe you want to rock a little side to side at first and then come into stillness. Maybe you want to be rocking the whole time. It's really up to you here. My neighbor started playing music, so apologies if you can hear that. Hopefully not. And let's take one more deep breath here. And then slowly start to let it go. From here, you can take any final poses, any final movement your body is needing before we head into Shavasana, final resting pose. So, listening to your body once again, and then whenever you're ready, no rush at all. You can extend those legs out long on the mat. Let the arms drape out to the sides and surrender into the earth for your final resting pose, Shavasana. And if you have the time, I encourage you to stay in the Shavasana for as long as you like. If you have to get going, we'll close with one final breath. You can exhale all the air out now. Take a deep inhale through the nose, and then a big sigh out the mouth. And thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you're feeling some relief in your back. If you'd like to see more yin yoga classes like this, please subscribe to my channel. Let me know how this went in the comments below, and I'll see you again next time.